everyone. I wanted to kind of update our website a little bit, give you some information about what we've been doing in math the last week or so. It's been some new information for the children and some new ways to solve some of the things that we've been doing. And I wanted to be able to share with you some of the things that we've been doing and some of the methods we've been using so that if your child has a question, you would be able to help using the information that I'll give you today. We have started chapter 2 in our book, and that chapter is based on estimation and number theory, and right now we are talking about factors, and we've done a few different things with factors. We have found the factors of numbers and defined what a factor is. A factor is any number that you can multiply by another number to get an answer. So for example, factors of 6 could be 1 and 6, because you can multiply those two numbers together to get 6. Two more factors of 6 would be 2 and 3, because you can multiply 2 and 3 and get 6. So the factors of 6 would be 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we kind of started out talking about that. Every single day in calendar math, we have been talking about the factor rules, which eventually we will also call divisibility rules. You can also call them multiplication rules. They can be used for any of those things. But each number, 1 through 12, has a rule that goes with it. The children have a copy of the factor rules that they are supposed to keep in their homework folder to help with homework. There is one in their math folder to keep, and they are also posted online. If for some reason they forget it at school, they lose it, whatever the case may be, they are on our class webpage, so you can go there and access those. So I'll be referring to those factor rules as we go. We started out our unit with factors, talking about how to find the factors of a number. So if I decide that I want to find the factors for the number 9, we have been using a T-chart to organize our thinking. And we know through our class discussions that the first factor that we always test is 1, because 1 is a factor of every number. And we also know that itself is also a factor. So 1 and 9 are factors of 9, because we can take 1 times 9 and get 9. We always test our numbers in order, and this is something I talk to the kids about in numerical order, because there is a trick, if you want to call it a trick, to making sure that you have all the factors of your numbers. So after 1, we always test 2. And the rule for 2 is that if this number up here is even, 2 is a factor. And so I know that 9 is not an even number, so I know that 2 cannot be a factor. So we move on to the next number. 3 is a factor if the sum of the digits is 3, 6, or 9. Well, I have just 9 here. If this were a 2-digit number, I would add those 2 digits together. But the sum of the digits equals 9, so 3 is a factor. Now I have to find 3's partner number. 3 times what is 9? 3 times 3 is 9. Because this number is repeated on both sides, that tells me that I'm done finding factors. I'll do one more example. If I'm trying to find the factors for 12, I know that 1 in itself. I know that 2 is a factor because 12 is even. 2's partner number, 2 times what is 12? 2 times 6 is 12. 3 is a factor because 1 plus 2 equals 3. If the sum of the digits is 3, 6, or 9, then I know that 3 is a factor. 3 times 4 is 12. After 3, I would test 4. Because I already have 4 on my list, we've been calling it a U-turn. When you make that U-turn because you have a number that you already have up there and you're ready to test it, then that shows us that we have all the factors. And then we've just been talking about making sure that we list them in order. This lesson on finding factors led us into finding common factors. If I wanted to know the common factors of 9 and 12, I would find all the factors of 9, find all the factors of 12, and compare which factors they had in common. I see 1 as a common factor. I do not see 2 as a common factor because I only see it listed for 12 and not 9. I see 3 as a common factor. I see 9 here, but not here. So 1, we've just been labeling it as the abbreviation CF. The common factors are 1 and 3. So that we did that for a couple of days this week. Today we moved on and we started talking about greatest common factor. Using what I have here, I can kind of show you what greatest common factor would be. You would find all the factors of one number, find all the factors of the second number, find the common factors, and then from here to find the greatest common factor, I would look at the common factors and find the greatest number. In this case, it's 3. We have now started to learn a second way to find greatest common factor. It is brand new to the kids. It involves division. Since division is a little unfamiliar to the kids, I have shown them how to use their multiplication chart. It is on the back of their homework folder to help them with this second method. So I will share that method with you. If I wanted to find the factors of 9 and 12, I would list them, 9 and 12. And I just write it as a upside down division problem. Now I need to divide by a common factor. It doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest common factor. In our classroom we have a number line up with some of the factors listed, so that's kind of there for their reference. But I've also asked the kids, remember your factor rules. 9 is odd, 12 is even. So I know I can't divide by 2 because this is an odd number. So I'm not going to be able to divide by 2. But I do know that the sum, in order for 3 to be a factor, I know that the sum of the digits has to be 3, 6, or 9. Well, the sum of these digits is 9, so that works. The sum of these digits for the number 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, so that works too. I know I can divide by 3. 9 divided by 3. Because division is new, I have taught the kids how to use their chart to help them. 9 divided by 3. They would find 3 on their chart, travel till they find 9, which is the answer here, travel up to find 3's partner number, and it is 3. So I would write that below. 12 divided by 3. Find 3. Travel till you find 12. 4 is its partner number. So then I would write 4 down here. Now I need to find another common factor between these two numbers. Because I know that only 1 and 3 are the only factors of 3, the factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4, the only common factor that they have is 1. That means that I can now take any numbers that I have over here, and that will equal the greatest common factor. And as you can see, method 1, method 2, you still come up with the same answer. I'll do another example that has more than one step. The common factors for 12 and 16. I'll set up my problem like a division problem, upside down. I just have to figure out what to divide by. I know these two numbers, 12 and 16. I know they're both even. I know that I can divide by 2, so I'll just start there. This will serve the kids well when the numbers are smaller. When the numbers get a little bit bigger, like up into the 50s, 60s, 70s, they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper into their thinking strategies on finding some of those common factors. They've got to they've got to use those factor rules to help them. And we've kind of talked about stop and think. Take that extra minute or two to stop and think about your factor rules and finding out which one is a factor. 12 divided by 2, find 2, travel till you find 12, go up to find its partner number, it is 6. 16 divided by 2, find 2, go travel over to 16, go up, its partner number is 8. I know that because these two numbers are even, I can divide by 2 again because 2 is a common factor. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. I'll look again to see if they have any common factors. The only common factor these have is 1. That tells me I can take anything I have over here and multiply it. 2 times 2 equals 4. Therefore, the greatest common factor of 12 and 16 equals 4. On the test, the kids can use whatever method they choose, whichever one is more comfortable to them. The only thing they need to remember is just to keep their rules straight, remember their factor rules. They will serve them well. They will help them figure out some of those more difficult multiplication problems and division problems. So just to kind of give you some information about what we've been doing, I know some of these methods are a little bit new and different. I know they were to me, especially this second method. So we will keep practicing them and using them. This kind of is just for your information if you would like to help your child at home. If your child, by any chance, forgets the rules, sometimes just getting the steps down is the most difficult part. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. But thank you for watching.